Right, tubers, well, we're just back in again with our number one. Yeah. Helping us out, and look at, they've got another NC. They've got 3 of them in now, people. Get your hand in your pocket. But I was looking at, well, the flash was changed. It's gone back there. I do like that menu now. That is much different than the old one. If you look at the old one, a lot more cluttered on the one of mine. The new one is really cut down. Things like this, I can't wait. I've come in to see if I could get a ride on it, but I'm heading off now, back home. But before we go, they've asked me just to put this in the video. There is, you've got to be careful what words you use for people like this, because, there's a chappy here going round stealing demo bikes. So, do they know his name at all? Michael Thompson. Oh, he comes by Michael Thompson. So if any dealerships that, you know, do watch me, and any ones that watch me, please share this and just put him out, because dealers are having an hard enough time without people like that about. And at that, I'm going to add my mighty NC. So, be good. Work hard. I've done my bit. Ta-ra, lads. Ta-ra. And there's you on it again. So just dived in. Oh, you've got to ask and see when it's available, and have a good look around it. And the best thing is now it's a weekend. So tomorrow I'm going to have a ride out on the CL, and I'm going to I think I'm going to head to the Lake District. I'm going to have a spin in the Lake District and maybe do the Hard Knot Pass on the mini CL, and see some lovely roads up there, because I haven't got out on a decent road. The weather's going to be dry, a bit cloudy. There's a mighty Gullwing being done. That is truly an awesome bike. Right, people, let us get some fresh air to our lungs. Friday night, can't beat riding home on the mighty NC. So what we're going to talk about, as I say, Yules have just dived in there to ask a couple of things. My CL's got to go in for service, so that's really why I've called in there. And I can't wait to see the other colours on the NC, to be honest, to actually see them, you know, properly. Everyone's really into the green, what you can hear at the moment, the khaki green. I don't know, it's one of them. You know, I wish they had a couple more colours, but whatever, they'll be nice. So I was reading anyway in work today. I've been reading a few articles, and I was reading one about bikes that have been pre-registered because of Euro compliances. So I think Euro 5 has come to an end, and I've not put it out yet, but I was in Motrad BMW Manchester. If I win the lottery, I'll come in and I'll actually buy them from you. Thanks, Lewis. So you're saying these are all the new ones that are going, are they?
Yeah, all brand new.
All brand new, and they're all discounted.
Yeah.
What's the maximum discount on them? $3,000. A deposit for it, right? Let's just see. And your interest rates are a lot lower than anywhere else, aren't they?
It's like a bike.
Yeah.
So some of them are different, but they're all on there.
I've still never got a shot on that GS 900 off you.
You haven't got what?
I ride on that. I love the 850, but
Yeah.
They do two versions of that, don't they? They do the
Adventure.
adventure one, yeah.
Completely different bikes. The Adventure's got the electronic suspension.
Fantastic. So they're full, aren't they? I'll keep it down when it comes to customers. I don't want them. So there's quite a bit of contributions to these, aren't there? Now look at that, deposit contribution. You'd have to look at what the prices are, but £3.5 contribution to the bike, which is, in effect is a £3 discount, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. 0%. You can, I mean, that's just a no-brainer, isn't it? Looking at, as usual, fantastic BMW bikes, and don't think because I ain't got one I don't like BMW, because I do. I think that there isn't a bad bike, people. Really, you know, what bike you buy, there isn't really a bad bike out there. But getting to it, they had the big 1800 Taurus. There's nearly £4,000 off them. And I was thinking, dealer contribution £4,000. And it didn't click until today, until I read that. They've got to pre-register them. So even though they are new bikes, they're not, because they're registered. So, you know, that with my mind is great. It's great for us as consumers, because us as consumers now have got a massive discount off a fabulous bike. But how is that really affecting the dealers, and how is that affecting the manufacturers? You know, how much is it hitting them? How much in the long term is it doing damage? Because, you know, we know in Britain now, due to absolutely incompetent governments we've had for the last 30 years, it's an expensive place to live, and your wages are going down. And, you know, that's the truth of it. Inflation's going up, and they say, oh, inflation's down to whatever it is, but it's not. Everything's still going up. They're putting more tax on your vehicles. So vehicles that didn't normally pay road tax, they changed the emissions, you're paying tax on that. You're paying tax on a new car. So if you buy a Range Rover and it's £80,000, you're paying £7,000 in tax for that, for the first registration of it. It's theft. But it don't stop there, because the tax for people as well. You could buy that Range Rover, the way it's been set up, 2 years old, and for the first 4 years you have to pay an additional tax, road fund licence, for an additional 4 years. So this is where people are saying we're not taxing you more. They are taxing you, and they're making it blatant. It's directly. But back to the realm of bikes and how they come down. And the next thing that's coming on is the import of Chinese bikes. Now there's loads of people. We've all got our different views about it. Now, for me, I think it's fantastic that Chinese bikes are starting to appear, because some of them, you know, look amazing. And if you go back to the likes of Honda and Yamaha and Suzuki in the 60s and the 70s, that's what they were doing. They imported their new bikes over here, and people didn't like them. People were against them. And then over time, they have got better. Now, people say about cheapness. It's a hard thing to say, because I think the likes of manufacturing now is really on a fine thread on costs. And like the GB 350, people were saying, I got quite a few comments saying, oh, it's cheap and it's this. Doesn't look it at all. And when you look at the parts, you don't look cheap, but you don't know, because the accountants that run in these places now, to keep them going, where they may put a high content steel bolt on a bike that cost £1. They're now putting one that's substandard, still looks shiny, but it's only costing them 20p or 30p. They have to actually dynamically change to actually cover them prices. And that's the same with the Chinese bikes. I do think, like, the Chinese are not here to rip us off and take over the world. You know, they've got architects who are building these bikes and engineers and designers that love what they do and want their bike to come out, just like Triumph, just like Honda, just like Suzuki. They want that, you know, I do believe they want their items to be number one. In terms of how the industry will go, yeah, so the problem now, where the fight on the spiral downwards to get prices cheaper, is what will the quality of the items be by the time they all get to the bottom? Because it's like the fight to the bottom is the fight to bankruptcy, isn't it, really? And it's I think it's very, very hard now for motorcycles, in Britain especially. I mean, Britain has just gone mad with compliancy, and it has different legislations that the idiots, people with no common sense, and they are thick, have actually taken over the madhouse, as they say. But it really does intrigue me the way the likes of the industry will go. You know, when you've seen big dealerships like the BMW in Stoke going under, but then it's been opened up again by a company that does a lot of Chinese imports, the GB Group, which, you know, for me, some of their, like I say, some of their bikes are fantastic, and only time will tell. Only time will tell how good and how the industry will survive. Because in Britain, we're really a tiny, tiny little island. Our percentage of bike traffic, motorcycle traffic, comparing to India, China, Malaysia, Thailand, is tiny. And it's such a shame, because motorcycling is one of the best forms of transport, one of the most economical forms of transport, and gives you the most freedom when you're on your bike than you can imagine. It's just, I mean, I had a friend that said, would you rather fly a plane or would you rather ride a bike? And I'd rather ride a bike, because you feel like you're flying. You get in a plane, I've been in many planes, and it's just like sitting in a train. It's just not the same feeling as it is on a bike. So it'd be interesting, people, the way it actually goes. And I really do hope, you know, Britain, and it's like all dealers, you know, can survive, can get through. The pressure that the people in these jobs are under now, you know, salesmen, managers, general managers, owners, the actual pressure they're under to keep the lights on these places. Would you like it on your shoulders? I wouldn't like it on mine. So I think at that, people, we're going to get on the motorway, and we're also going to wait. Can't wait for that phone call for that mighty NC and the Hornet. They're still not available just yet. They they're being prepped to do the demos. But how exciting is that going to be? Honda have got a tremendous range now coming out, and undoubtedly there's more to come from the other manufacturers. And I say to you all, I wished we could get people in charge of. It's like the license, the motorcycle license. I wish they could just scrap it and you can ride up to the 250 like I was when I was young. All these regulations that they've got now to spin more money out of people, they'll get the money if they get them riding, because they'll put petrol in the bike, they'll service the bike, they'll buy the bike. So let me know what you think. But at that, at the Birchwood Biker, a Friday night, can't wait for Saturday morning. I can get out and go for a good spin. So ride safe, be kind to others, and with luck they will be kind to you. I am now just about to do all my usual favourite filtering in heavy traffic. And if you've never done it, get on your bike and have a go. See you on the next one. Ta-ra!